Hello and good evening. This is TV9 Digital. I am Vishnu Shankar, and with me is my colleague Kartikeya Sharma.
Good evening, Vishnu.
Hi. In Indian political spectrum, there are many leaders who cannot decide whether they want to do politics or not. And then there are others who can't decide which political party they wish to belong to. Considering the first category first, Babul Supriyo, a minister in Modi 1.0, a union minister, decided that he was going to quit politics, put out social media messages, got a lot of traction. Then he met his party president yesterday and announced that he was not quitting politics. What is going on in Babul Supriyo's mind?
I think there are two things here, Vishnu. The first is that it shows a shallow commitment on part of our the so-called star-studded politicians, or politicians who come from very different backgrounds. Though it should not be held against them, but then it's just lack of commitment. Maybe he was made to fight against a TMC candidate. Perhaps BJP wanted to utilize all the heavy lifters in West Bengal.
And he was a star.
And he was a star. He lost. Maybe he thought that a certain section within the party wanted him to lose face in West Bengal. He must have protested, saying that, well, he doesn't want to fight, but he fought and lost. So it's a loss in stature. It's like Randeep Singh Surjewala, or almost lost his career when he lost the Jind constituency. Yes. After Jind, he lost Kaithal. After losing Kaithal, he lost his claim to becoming the chief minister of Haryana. He lost the stature in front of Bhupinder Singh Hooda. But this is not the first time parties do that. For example, Amrinder Singh, Ambika Soni, they were all fielded in 2014 by Sonia Gandhi. Ambika lost, Amrinder won. Similarly, in Uttar Pradesh election, Jitin Prasad was fielded then in Congress. He lost the elections. So I think Babul Supriyo is not the issue. The issue is sometimes these MPs who come from films, if I may use the word, don't take the job seriously, And this was something which was being debated in political circles. Look at how many times Rekha came. Look at how many times Sachin Tendulkar attended when they were members of Raj Sabha. Yeah. Even one can talk about, famous film personalities ranging from Lata Mangeshkar down to Amitabh Bachchan.
Then again, started from MGR to Jayalalitha, there were actors who became chief ministers, were committed to politics.
But Vishnu, there is a caveat to it, that when we talk about Jayalalitha and when we talk about MGR, Tamil Nadu politics has a different dimension. They were writers, they were just not actors, they were thinkers. Jayalalitha served as the propaganda secretary with MGR. Karunanidhi was a poet. The films had imageries of social emancipation. So the vehicle in Tamil Nadu politics for social emancipation and propagating the social idea was film, cinema, theatre. Look at the writings of Periyar. Look at the way Karunanidhi spoke about issues. So I think that's I wouldn't use the word Tamil exceptionalism, but I would definitely say Tamil cinema is an exception. But what Babul Supriyo has done in this context is very, very, I would say,
disappointing to say the least.
Very disappointing to say the least. It's something not expected from a person who was part of the Council of Ministers.
Absolutely. And he still is an MP.
He is an MP. He was given a lot of prominence by Bharatiya Janata Party. He was pushed as a face, and suddenly to say that now I'm going to serve only as an MP and I will not come to Delhi, I think there's a limit to which you can grumble, Sometimes there are setbacks in politics. You need to get up and do the job.
Karthik, on the other hand, there are MPs like Sunil Mandal, who was elected on a TMC ticket, moved over to BJP just before the assembly elections last year actually in December, and now he's claiming again he is still in TMC and a member of parliament.
Mr. Mandal is a classic example of Ayaram Gairam, symptom of Indian politics. Mr. Mandal is himself a symptom of two things. One, that when people don't take the ideology very seriously, they are really attracted to immediate gains. Secondly, Mr. Mandal has come out with a very strange logic that since there is no anti-defection law, it has not applied to him. He is part of TMC. I think perhaps now TMC wants to have a fidelity test of Mr. Mandal by seeing whether he can criticize BJP from public podium or not. But by saying that, it also reflects that the BJP is on a very sticky wicket in West Bengal. Yes. I don't think that the parties or the people they borrowed or the cadre they borrowed, they would like to send Bharatiya Janata Party. Mamata Banerjee has actually delivered a smashing blow to BJP. It just goes on to say that the BJP in the exercise to increase the organization is coming to a knot.
But Karthik, I think the political parties are to be blamed for this. They encourage people who lack commitment to politics or to the cause that they stand for, and they get elected and they are there only until they think that they are comfortable. The moment they start to feel discomfort for whatever reason, they wish to move away or quit.
I don't expect my politicians to be public gods, you know. But what is expected of the politician is some public decency. And the public decency is not to take the intelligence of a common man or Aam Aadmi very lightly, for granted. I think Mr. Mandal's action does that, you know. He's taking that, you know, commonsensical attitude of Aam Aadmi for granted. You're not supposed to do this, you know. Everyone understands that people move. Jyotiraditya Scindia moved. You know, he knew that he will not be able to win from Gwalior or any seat from Gwalior division if he is not supported by RSS, or Jitin Prasad, who felt that his so-called Brahmin politics is taking him nowhere. He was the one who was talking about Parusharam Avatar for past 1 year, and he was the one, you know, जिसे हम कह रहे थे कि शंख बजा के हिंदू वोट लाना चाह रहे थे, तो शंख भी बज गया, हिंदू वोट भी चला गया, ना माया मिली ना राम, you know. So my point is very, very simple. There is some public decency in political life, and I think when you do this, it erodes the confidence of people in democratic process, and I think that's the biggest disservice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
for
Vishu.
this chat. Voters elect leaders so that they would represent them in August houses of legislature, make laws, and do good unto society. Political parties spend a lot of money trying to campaign for these leaders so that they get elected and represent their ideology in the August houses of legislatures. But there are many who flatter to deceive. Thank you for being with us today. Please continue to be in touch with TV9 Digital. We'll get you the best news first. Thank you for staying with us today. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.